Welcome to the first live stream of 2024. Can't believe it's actually been 4 months, something like that, 4 months. And before anyone comments, yeah, I know, probably not the best look for me. Doctor's orders though. I had that crash. I'm still trying to keep a scar from happening. So for just a little bit longer, I have a mustache. Quick look to who all is here. I see 4 commenters so far. It looks like, I already got 20 viewers. That's good. Hello to you, Willard Buchanan. Hello to you. I appreciate you being here. One of the regulars. Phantom MX11. Hello to you. Joel Davila. Right, like you stole it from Nick. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everyone being here. Actually, tell you what I'm going to do. I see a flicker. So give me just a second. I'm going to sneak off camera here. Turn off the light. Okay. And if you hear a fan roaring in the background, I had the heater going in here, but it's Alabama in February, so you never know if it's going to be 30 degrees outside or 70. So my heater was on here in the bike barn, and it's hot in here. I mean, it's baking. Absolutely baking in here. Jeremy Taylor, howdy to you. Bailey, hello. And Nick, what's that? Is that smiley faces? Yeah. So, anyway, thank you to everyone for being here. Just want to let you know, it's sad. Got a screen going on here to the sides, distracting me. It's sad that my last live stream, I'd kind of gotten back into the rhythm of doing live streams. And then I had the mountain bike crash. If you don't know what that is, I'll eventually put it down in the description, but you can look on my channel. I had to have my lip glued, the whole works. So I wasn't comfortable with this. I'm still not. But it is what it is, and hopefully soon it will be gone. So what I wanted to do was start 2024. Actually, I planned on doing this on the 1st. The first of the year, and well, now we're second month, and not even the first of the second month. But what I want to do, see you, it says Phantom MX. See your super light bike in the back. Did you get a chance to try that light? It's going to have to scroll up. There we go. I sent you. You sent me a light? Did you send it to my P.O. box? Or is this an older light that someone sent me? I get randomly sent stuff. Please let me know. Did you send one? Because I haven't checked my P.O. box in, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe this year. Pretty sure I've checked it this year. Let me know, did you send me a New Bowler 6000 lumen one? When was that? Because I need to look through the bike barn here, which as you can see is ultra cluttered. Wow, I've got a total dark spot back there. To where I stole one of my lights to do something in my house. And attic stuff if you follow my Kev Reviews channel. So yeah, that's just going to have to remain dark. No. Oh! Okay, now I remember the conversation. I apologize to everyone that's wondering what's going on. It's in comments here with Phantom MX11. We talked about a light. No, I haven't ordered a 6000 lumen light. I do remember that conversation now. I apologize, but I do have all the lights on this bike that I lit up the trail with. And I filmed a video on the first trail ride, but I ran into some problems with one of the Schwinn lights. Well, you saw it. It popped off. I thought it exploded. It popped off mid-ride. I have a video on that. But I'm going to compare them and do a video talking about them. But since you're the live stream crew, I'll give you a little hint. The Schwinn ones, not that impressed. And that's sad. That is actually sad. That was the worst of the lights, was the Schwinn ones. And I hate saying that, but I'm honest. I love Schwinn. I love the Schwinn brand. I hate saying that, but they performed the worst out of all of those. And I even added another one. You can kind of see it right there with that little green writing. That was just this little cheap one that I bought on Amazon. I bought this on Amazon so long ago that I was worried it's a refund. It's good when it's refund. Not refund, but refund. It even came with a little tail light that I didn't use. But I've had this so long, I was worried that the batteries wouldn't work. And yeah, it worked. It charged up. It took forever to charge. I thought it wasn't going to work, but it was the longest lasting out of all the lights. Puts out a decent amount, but there's still one king. You'll find out. So anyway, what I want to do on this live stream, I don't think this one's going to go for super long. I know I say that every time. And please comment if this fan is bothering you or if there's any audio issues. I think it's pretty quiet. I think it's maybe you don't really hear the mini split. But let me give you my topics for today. First and foremost, I know this would have been better on the first of the year, but I'm going to give you my predictions for what's going to happen this year as far as big box bikes and maybe the bike industry as a whole. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about helmets because I had something unique happen with one of my helmets, and I'm going to have to get off screen to grab another one to make a point about that. But I want to talk about helmets, expensive versus cheap. And we'll get into that. I was going to talk about turbo for your bike. I don't know if I'll put that in the title or not. If I did, the items plural, that I need for that are actually still in my basement. So I would have to wander out, and it's pouring down rain right now. So I'm not going to, I'll scrub that. I'm going to talk about batteries for e-bikes, budget e-bikes, big box e-bikes, ordering a replacement battery for a specific brand, because I've had a lot of people comment and say one thing, so I tested it out. And we'll see what the results there were. I'm going to give you a fork surprise. I have some boxes here. A fork surprise. That, some of you probably already, but don't. That's actually not it. So I don't even have to cover that. That's not it. And I'm going to be surprised because I'm going to open this box. This was dropped off. We'll talk about that. And I'm going to talk about muscles, not these big wonkers, which aren't there. Yeah. I'm going to talk about muscles and a story of why I haven't made a video or posted a video for a week, even though I do have some in the back catalog. I'm just waiting on the right time for those. So let me get, and then of course, if anything comes up, I do have some alternate topics just in case. But I want to get to a quick few hays here. See if there's anybody that I didn't get. Know what eBike is behind you? That is Bailey. Well, hello to you, Bailey. I see your super light in the back. Your super light in the back. Did you get a chance to try that light? I said, of course. I think we've already talked about that. So let me go down a little further and say, oh, Rob2D2. Hello to you. I love seeing the regulars. How about that? That's so nice. So I haven't done a live stream in months and months. And Aaron behind bars. Hello to you. I'm glad you're talking about the stash. Yeah, this is. Yeah, hopefully it'll go away soon. It's just to cover up a scar, everyone else knows, but it's just to cover up and hope that I don't scar. Right there. And what bike did you crash on? I was on the Mongoose. I happen to have a Mongoose thing here. I was on a Mongoose Impasse 3.0. Pretty sure that was the bike that I crashed on. And crashed in the lamest possible way. I have a video on it. I'll link it in the description so after this you can go back and look at it. But I'm telling you, it was the most embarrassing. If people had been around, I don't know as to what, I would have just left the bike there and got up and like ran off the trail flailing arms weirdly. Because it was that embarrassing and slow pace. But even a light, it's another reason to wear a helmet. Because even the lightest of crashes can end up leaving a potential scar and having to go see emergency services. So you have to be really careful. Hey, Sonia, how are you? You made a live stream. I know the past few, even months ago, you weren't able to hit them because you were at work, but thank you. I appreciate you being here. And Rad Dad BMX, hello from Dallas. Well, hello from Alabama, right back at you. Dan Lunn, love the Scally. Ooh, you know it's a Scally. Do you know that it's a Boston Scally? This is a Boston Scally. This is the Newsboy. That's my newest, that's my 2024 addiction. Boston Scally caps. I'm embracing my Irish heritage. And I've already, this is one of 5 I've already purchased. And you know, they're not cheap. I've already purchased 5 of these and now I've got an eyelash in my eye. Yeah, I'll deal with it. So I appreciate that, Dan. And then Joel Davila, the hand stash, very Dennis. Well, thank you. Probably not as successful as there, but maybe. Now that I've got this. But I felt... Part of it was I felt with the stash that this just kind of flowed. I feel like I could, even though it's not Mary Poppins, but I feel like I could sweep some chimneys or carry something down some street in England and just totally fit in, or at least in Ireland. Let's see, Bill Johnson. Hello from Chattanooga. We got Chattanooga in here. And Sonia, hey, if it does scar, come on, get this little heart. The app that I use, there's a heart right beside the lowest comment. So I can't ever see part of that lowest comment. But yeah, it's more stories to tell. I can finally see now that it's more stories to tell. Yeah, I know, but it's made me really rethink my place on, or at least how much I do on a mountain bike trail. But I'm telling you, when you face, I've crashed a bunch of times now. Ironically, when I'd started this channel, I had never crashed any significant thing anymore. I think I'd rolled backwards and stuff. But I used to brag about, I haven't crashed out here. And then it started happening, and it was like I opened the floodgates. Like, totally jinxed myself. But I'm telling you, even a slow speed crash where I had dirt packed, literally packed in my teeth. I had to come home and floss dirt out of my teeth, something I never thought I would have to say. And I could tell you what Wildwood tastes like. It's not good. It's not good at all. Fun to ride. Horrible to eat. Bad dining out at Wildwood. But I think it all happened so slow, and I won't harp on this too long, but it all happened so slow that I'm pretty sure I was smiling because I remember planting my foot and thinking, how stupid that I just ran into a tree at slow speed, and then momentum and gravity took over, and well, things happen, but it messes with your head when you start thinking, okay, I can mess up a shoulder. I've messed up this shoulder. I've messed up this shoulder mountain biking. I've messed up a knee a little bit. Stuff like that. I probably have a scar on my ankle from where David ran over me with the Pacific Evolution that I still have the aorta of that bike. I need to hang it up in here. But I have some scars and some battle damage from trail riding. It's just, it's part of it. But when you start thinking about having a scar on your face that you look at every time you look in the mirror and that everyone that looks you in the face sees, it messes with your noggin. It messes with your noggin. And Dan Lund, Boston Skelly Caps are an addiction 100%. Hey, wait, can I? What does this do? Brings up an error window. Okay, I was going to try to give you a little something there, but I don't know. But thank you. I'd give you a heart or something if I could on there. But thank you, and yes, they are. So let's get to the first topic, which is helmets. But I'm going to have to unprofessionally slink off camera for a second because I need to grab a helmet that's over there and a second helmet that's over there, and I have to navigate through bikes to get to it. So give me just a second. I'm not even going to go off screen with the beat. Yeah, well, that way we can get some music. Hold on, be right back. Of course, I didn't unmute my mic so you can still hear me. If I knock over a bike, you'll know. Not a bike. And back to live. Should be. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's funny. I kind of get out of habit. Using my Stream Deck, I kind of gotten into the flow of that. By the way, speaking of the crash and helmets, this is my helmet that I was wearing when that crash happened, and I'm increasingly convinced that what actually cut my lip, this is a Bontrager Solstice, I think the third one that this one is embarrassingly old, so but I think this is the third one that I've owned. It has MIPS, so that's good. And I wouldn't call this an expensive helmet. I would call it a mid helmet, mid-priced. No, well, that came off now. But this had popped down, and it was hanging down like this. And I think what happened was it ripped off, and I think one of those things those little daggers that look oddly like shark's teeth when I do it like this, I think one of those might have been what this gouged into my face and into my lip. But, this saved the rest of my head. They say wear a full face helmet. There's a reason for that, and I understand, but I have never been a personal user of full face helmets a lot. I have a Mongoose helmet. I have a couple. But I've never been a huge user of full face helmets because I've never had one, and I know they say that there's some expensive ones that you really have this eyelash is bothering me. They have all of your peripheral vision, but usually you're still looking down. I have to look down, of course. That's what got me in trouble on that crash, was looking down. And going back now, I know there was a stick, but I'm not so sure. Looking at all of the footage, I'm not so sure I didn't glance at my camera. So be careful with that. If you film yourself riding, that very well could have played into it as well. But what I want to talk about with helmets is, this is a mid-price helmet, or was before it got destroyed. A mid-price helmet. This is the Bontrager Solstice. I think these are around, I don't know. I think they were $89 when I bought the first one, but it seems like the last one I bought was only about $69. So they're, in that very affordable range. And then you go to Walmart and pick up like this. This is a Schwinn helmet where I stuck this doesn't come on it, but I stuck a little GoPro mount on this. And these have foam. They don't have MIPS like this has. So you pay a little more, you get MIPS, and so on. This isn't about what features a helmet has. This is about, would this protect you as well as this? Pretty much, in my opinion. This is solely my opinion. I know there's data that says that MIPS can this % save your neck from this and that. But as far as a head knock, If you're riding through the trail and you have either of these helmets on and you hit a branch or tumble your bike, neck stuff not included, and smack your head on a rock, either of these helmets, in my opinion, in my experience wearing helmets, is gonna do pretty much just as good as the other. So that's I think this is roughly a $20 helmet, maybe 15, something like that, $15 to $20 helmet. Side note, I was in Schwinn or in Walmart the other day, and a disturbing absence of Schwinn bikes. Just a couple that were on the racks, and they really look like leftovers. So something to contemplate there. But these are affordable. You buy these at Walmart, so pretty much anybody that can afford to buy a bike, even if you had to save up another week or so, you could get yourself a helmet. Highly recommend a helmet in any shape and form. We have, what'd I say, 69 to 89 bucks here. What if we wanted to go up and get a more expensive helmet, which I probably shouldn't have put down here. This is my regular wear helmet this year, so for, well, and even parts of last year, but I've had this for a while. I was sent this to review. I have a light on it. Let me see if I can get this light off. I wear a light and it fits right up under the visor. It's pretty good, but it's part of this story and what prompted me to want to talk about helmets here. See if I can get this light out. If you haven't seen, they run these little Braun lights on sale at Harbor Freight. This was $7.99, I think, just a couple of weeks ago. So the sales usually come and go. I think it was $9.99 when I bought it. But they usually run these sales regularly. You ride at night, which is, oh, so fun. It's my new addiction. Because, you know, can't get any more dangerous for a guy that just ripped his lip, well, just ripped a few months ago, to now start riding an e-bike at night on mountain bike trails where you're going even faster. And the trails don't look at all the same. Let me tuck this back in before I give away that. This is my Rudy Project helmet. This is the, what is this? This is the Proterra Plus in Merlot. This year's models, I believe, are a black and a gray or something like this. But this is the Merlot. It doesn't have MIPS, but it's a really good helmet. But this helmet is 200 bucks. This is a $200 helmet. It has some nice things, but, you know, it's the same kind of stuff that this Mongoose or this Bontrager helmet has here. That's $69 roughly. Okay, I can't keep them on screen. Maybe I need to back up. $69, $200, $69. Now, I really do like this helmet. Now, I will say, dialable comfort. You can definitely start telling. And weight of the helmet, how much air is flowing through, things like that. Yeah, this does a very, very, very good job. I mean, it's a good helmet. It's a really good helmet. Put your goggles, got your goggle strap. This moves up and down. I mean, it's a comfortable helmet to wear. So, you know, it's kind of like you pay more for the nicer car. You can tell the ride's better, the interior's nicer, but they both still get you to A and B. It's kind of the same argument that I'm making here. So, as far as bike helmets do, for all practical purposes, wow, now that I'm picking both of these up at the same time, I can really feel the weight difference. But you know, so maybe a little neck fatigue, something like that's different. But those will give you about the same amount of protection, roughly here, at least for knocks on the head and things like that. And the same thing with this, and this even has the little adjustable dial. It's just larger, you know, a little bigger, a little clunkier, things like that. But it's cheaper. And the thing that caused me to start thinking about helmets here is because I was wearing this helmet. I hope that was not a part. If that was a part for the helmet, this is going bad. Oh my gosh, please don't tell me that was the part that all of this is about. When I clean this floor after this video, I'm going to be so mad. if that's what all of this was about. Because there's a story with this helmet. Very nice helmet, as I said. Oh, and it even has the little bug liner. I don't know if you've... a little mesh liner there, which I really prefer. I'm allergic to wasps after being stung a billion times by them. And I can't count the times I have been on the street or on the trail and had a wasp fly into a helmet, and I can hear it buzzing, and you have to do that emergency pullover and take off the helmet, and it flies off, and you're wondering, how did I not get stung? Well, this has a nice liner to prevent things like that. So that's good, or at least help reduce. I guess the thing is they would see to go up, is what I'm guessing. But I had this light, and I wanted to put this light on this helmet because I thought, this is adjustable. It bends up and down. It's small. And it seems to me with this visor being able to move up, that I can move it up and strap this right here and have a perfect light setup for out on the trail, because even with all of those lights, they broadcast great straight out the front of the bike. The problem that you run into is at nighttime, that can be totally bright, easy to see, but that off to the side cannot. And when you're on a switchback that is happening fast and in the dark, you really need something to, I didn't enunciate that, fast and in the dark. You really need something where you can quick glance and get a good view of what you're about to ride into. Because especially on an e-mountain bike, you're doing it faster. And everything looks different. So, I wanted to put this on this helmet. The problem is, this helmet has a visor. So this visor has little screws that screw out. I have two of these now, so this isn't a big deal if I lose this one. But these two screws, there's one on each side. They screw out, and they look, I'm not going to be able to see it that well on camera, but they look kind of like a little hex bolt. But they're just these little plastic screws, and that allows you to tab out the visor. So I'm sitting in basically my recording studio, my second one, this is one of them, but the one in my house. I'm sitting in the chair, and I screw off this little nut, and I put it in my lap. I screw off the little nut on the other side, and I put it in my lap. And I take this light, and I start manipulating it over this helmet, and I get it all arranged the way that I want, that I think it's going to fit on the helmet. I get the visor. I start to put that back on. I reach down, and I put one nut in, and I reach down for the second nut, or screw, the second screw. It's nowhere to be seen. I looked I didn't get up. It literally could only have went in the chair that I'm sitting on. So I look everywhere. I spent, no joke, hours digging through. I even got a little hook tool and took the outside fabric off the side of the chair because I could hear something down in the wood. This was a Lazy Boy chair. I took the fabric off, every little staple, and pulled back the fabric only to find out that it was just this one little piece of wood and not that part. So I started thinking, now this is a point where an expensive helmet sucks. Because $200 to replace this helmet, not to mention every helmet, supposedly the foam on these, on every helmet, different manufacturers varied a little bit, but usually most of them is about every 2 years. They tell you to get a new helmet because supposedly the foam will get firm, which is interesting because I don't hear of any car recalls because the foam underneath the bumper gets hard after a few years. So I don't know. Could be different grades of foam. Who knows? All I know is that usually every couple of years or so, manufacturers will tell you to get a new helmet. But I started thinking, wow, $199 versus, 29, something like that, 20. Even though it's definitely heavier, it doesn't look anywhere near as cool. I mean, you pay for looks sometimes. But practically, they do the same thing. Might be a little warmer, but they do the same thing. So I started wondering, I guess I'm going to have to get a new helmet because of one little plastic screw. And then I went to the Rudy Project website. And I found out that it turns out if you spend more money for a helmet, you can start to get nice things like parts for a helmet. I looked on their website and they had visor screws for practically every helmet they sell until I got to the ProTerra Plus. And I couldn't find a visor screw for the ProTerra Plus, so I called Rudy Project and they told me that you could only buy a visor, replacement visor for the helmet, but that came with 2 screws. So it's the 2 screws that I need. I said, well, how much is that? You know, you buy premium, $29.99 for a replacement visor. Just to get one, this visor's fine, but I needed 1 screw, 1 plastic little screw, and I couldn't run down to the hardware store and get a screw. You can't see it on camera, but there's very few threads on this screw. It's a special little screw that only works with this helmet. I have to buy a new visor to get it. I started thinking, you know, I really do like this helmet, and that light works so well on this helmet. I think I'm gonna buy the visor. Turns out I was in luck because this is last year's model, or year before last color model. They had this on closeout clearance, so I was able to buy a visor. Have the box down here. I only opened this far enough. Ooh, make sure I don't show the label there. I only opened this far enough to see that it was the visor, but look at that. There is the visor, and look at that. Right there, on this side of this package, is the 2 screws. So I will, did they give me something extra? So, it was just a discount for a future order. A discount for a future order. So I got the new, wow, those look oddly longer. Okay, apparently, let's see if these fit. We'll find out. This was supposed to be for this exact same helmet, ProTerra Plus. Let's compare the visor before I even take it out. Yeah, this is the exact same visor. This is 100% the same visor. So let's try this. You look like you should be herding sheep. That's funny. That's very funny. I only crashed a handful of times on my actual mountain bike, but since I picked up track lacrosse, can't even speak, usually every 2 or 3 rides. Oh, whoa, I didn't know track lacrosse was that dangerous. But yeah, there's the visor. Make sure I don't hit any keys here. I'm curious here, why would they make, yeah, these are twice as long. And they're metal. They weigh twice as much. Look at that. Here's the original. Let me turn one of these upside down. I don't know if you can see that. That's twice the size. Twice the size. If this doesn't, yeah, but it's the same threads. So this is gonna screw in. Yeah, they screw in. I guess they decided they needed more ample threads because this was plastic. These were plastic threads. But I do have the parts. Anyway, moral of this story. Put those right there. So in a few days when I tell you I can't find the screws for this helmet, you can say, Kev, they're right next to your keyboard down in the bike barn. So moral of the story, there are perks to expensive helmets on top of the lightweight. On top, is this the new or the old visor? This is the new visor, I guess. Yeah, fits right. Wow. Did I just never notice that? Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's a fluke of the camera. Does that not look like this is 2 different colors to you? Like this is Merlot and then this little visor is kind of a, almost a pinky red, at least on camera, but in person, they are a perfect match. How weird is that? Huh. Just one of those things. One of those things. Do you guys watch SNL? Pat Chat. They have some videos of him, and it's one of those things. One of those things. Yeah. So I have a spare visor if I ever need one. But now I can use this helmet again. And I just want to tell you that the expensive helmets do have perks. Lightweight, cooler look usually, but I've seen some very cool budget helmets, which we'll see in just a second. And apparently parts, which I'll be honest, I don't know of any other helmet that I've ever had. The Bontrager, the Schwinn, or any of the other helmets that I've had that I could order parts for. Maybe liners. Liners for the Bontrager, you can get liners and things like that. But I don't know about the visors and stuff. I don't think I've ever seen that, or the accessory screws that mount to them. So there are perks. There are perks. But I want to give you an option here to get down here. Because I was in Walmart, which apparently I should move into because I spend so much time there. I was in Walmart last week. I actually filmed a video in the store for this and then ended up, wow, the weight difference. Ended up deciding not to, although I did show this in another video. So if you watch every video, you'll know that you have seen this. Walmart has started clearancing certain things, like, I don't know, mysteriously seeing a lot of Schwinn helmets on a clearance price. And I saw this. The brand I love here, Mongoose. This is a Mongoose helmet. Guess how much I paid for that? $9. Brand new, and it's not just a base bike helmet with, by the way, I like the orange liner. This one has a mount that goes on the top for a GoPro or a flashlight, a headlight, whatever I want to mount on it. This has a mount built in, and I got this for $9, brand new. It's on clearance, at least at my local Walmart. And I gotta admit, I was greedy. It was the last one. It was $9 at the local Walmart. I think when I showed it on video the other day, there were a few of them. So you might want to check out your local Walmart. Yeah, this will not in any way, shape, or form be enough for anyone to scan a code, I'm sure. But that's the barcode. It might be worth a look. $9. This is a decent little helmet. I mean, it has large vent holes. As a matter of fact, now that I have these two close together, see if I can do this. That looks very similar, does it not? This design is eerily similar. So I don't know who got there first. I'm not sure. Yeah, that makes it easier. I'm not sure who got there first, but I can tell you that this Mongoose weighs twice as much as this thing does. So yeah, look at that. I mean, very, very similar. Very similar. Good looking. Let's show you the back. Good looking helmets. Now, no goggle strap. I see that. But also, no GoPro mount. Oh, no GoPro mount over here. But I have one there for $9. I'm pretty cool with it. But of course, this visor, if it ever pops off, it's done for. And the straps and stuff, they're made on are these. These are washable, so at least they have the Velcro in liners. So you used to never get stuff like that on the budget item. So as our budget bikes have increased in goodness, helmets have apparently done so too at big box stores. And they have the Ozark trail helmets. Some of those were equally as cool as this. And I believe one of those was $17 on sale, an Ozark trail helmet. So anyway, I just thought I would share my experience. The screw fiasco. I got screwed, literally, and had to buy one. Buy a visor that I didn't need. And that's the only downside. And I told the lady that I talked to at Rudy Project, and she was super nice, super knowledgeable. I mean, apparently really into their products. They know their products, and they clearly make a really good one. With this Rudy Project, at least this Proterra Plus is really nice. But that's a good thing. They stand behind their product. They know about their product. They answered the phone right away, and you can get accessories where you can't if you start trying to save money. So yeah, maybe that $29. I spent, you say you spend $200. You spend $200, and then I had to theoretically spend 30 more, but I actually only spent, I think it was 16 shipping and all for that visor. Maybe it was 18 shipping and all for that visor just to get the screws. But I would have had to have tossed another helmet, or at least not have the visor on it. And I like having visors on helmets. So there we go. Let me know what you think. First off, is that not an awesome little helmet? And is that not an awesome little helmet? But again, it does weigh twice as much. It's easily twice. I wish I had some scales of some kind in here. I'll put that right there so that I'll have to move it in a second. And let me put this over here so that it doesn't drop. So if that drops, it's not such a big deal. Actually, now I've psyched myself out. It's my newest helmet, so I don't want it to drop. But let me look here at the chat and see if anyone has said anything new here. Let's see. Well, actually, I don't even know if this is still live and or if the chat has hung, because nothing has updated there, and I find that odd. And there are considerably more over here. Nice Mongoose helmet like Joel Davis. So apparently my chat has frozen up here. So unfortunately, I'll get to all of you in a second. Let me just get through a couple of topics here that I want to get to. I guess to the predictions. I was going to lead off with that. I think I started that and then went to helmets. Here are my predictions for 2024, a month and a half-ish late. I was wanting to do this on January the 1st. But here are my predictions. Now I'm having to tone down my predictions because I made one critical mistake, and I made it multiple times. I reached out to some, but I have some contacts, and I reached out to some of them. And unfortunately, the second they responded, I realized, I reached out to them in email, and there's that little footer that says this is a confidential conversation and the details can't be shared, and so on. And naturally, some companies don't want me sharing things. So, and actually, pretty much all companies have started getting really close to the vest, because I don't know if you know, but there's kind of a bike apocalypse brewing. And, well, it's actually underway. A bike apocalypse underway. At least this is my opinions and my views on things. We had the glut of inventory after the whole heinousness of 2020 and what happened after that. And now there's going to be some brands, in my opinion, in 2024 that aren't going to make it. That are not going to make it. And some of these are known big brands. We're talking across the board. Bike shop. Well, I'm not going to say the brands are going to go away. I'm going to say there's going to be consolidation. That'll be the best word, is consolidation. And this is my prediction for big box bikes, for us people that are shopping, we're waiting on the bikes. Because you remember, 2020, that's the best year we ever had for big box bikes. The early part of 2020, before the disaster that was the second part of 2020, we got some amazing bikes. There was a flood of them that came out. We got a few that trickled out in 2021 and 2022, maybe 2. And 2023, maybe 2 again. It just wasn't really anything. And there was, at the end of 2020, there was the hope that we were going to get more and more in yearly refreshes and things like that. And all this stuff, I can tell you some of the things that I was told that were going to come out that were in the plans, and then just with the shortages and everything like that, all of that fell apart. There was some cool stuff. There was some really cool stuff, and I've been sitting back waiting on the cool stuff. But based on the time of year that it is, and how many contacts for new products that should already be en route to be looked at, I can tell you, I think that 2024 is pretty much, I hope you're sitting down for this, if you've been holding out. I hope you're sitting down for this. And that's not saying there's some stuff that will come out, I'm sure. But for the most part, I think 2024, as far as big box bikes go, is going to be the exact same thing as 2023. We get a little trickle of maybe one thing here and maybe one thing there. I could be surprised, and I hope that I am going to be surprised. But I think, aside from e-bikes, it will be a trickle of little budgets, maybe mountain bike here or budget something there, or even having to branch out to some of those direct-to-consumer brands that are still holding on to their existing model. I don't know if you've noticed that. They haven't even been releasing new models. A couple of new colors, but pretty much the same thing that they had the year before. It's not looking good if you've been holding out, hoping for new. Because I had thought by this time, this bike is called, I thought it was someone that was commenting about the live stream. I just muted it. Turns out that's the guy that is over the trail system that runs all the Wildwood stuff, doing a great job. Doing a great job out at Wildwood. Sounds like he's about to send something for a new bike that he's getting. But anyway, I hope you sat down for that. I hope that didn't cause anyone too much pain. 2024 is shaping up to be decent, at least for some of the e-bike brands. Yeah, Sonya, that's what I was saying. E-bikes, that's full on. That is 100% full on. But I'm even starting to wonder how long before that develops a problem. Because e-bikes are great, but eventually there will be e-bike laws. Right now, we're kind of in that euphoria stage. At least this all, again, my opinions. We're in that euphoria stage where in the wild west of e-bikes, where anybody can put out anything and it's kind of okay in most places. I'm in Alabama, the very last state to enact laws for just about anything. So I don't have much worry. But right now, it's the sky's the limit for e-bikes. Everything's kind of going that way. So if you don't like e-bikes, I feel for you. But I can tell you, e-mountain bikes, every single person that has ridden an e-mountain bike that I have talked to, even the people that didn't like e-mountain bikes, the second they get on one, they start riding the trails, they start realizing, oh my gosh, I can ride 10 times as long. I'm limited only by the battery's range as far as how far I can ride and how long I can ride. And on those night rides, it's the mountain bike team. It's people on the Shoals mountain bike team that usually ride. The head of it heads up the whole thing just about for the night ride. And there's a lot of those team members. So get me out there, a guy that's used to filming 100 yards and then going back and getting a camera and coming and setting up it again and filming another 100 yards. Now you're having to ride up hills with mountain bike team members that ride all the time and race. Yeah, I was the slow one out. Now I can go past anyone that I want to on this bike and on really any e-mountain bike. So I'm thinking about taking one of the hypers out on the next night ride, which, by the way, I had to miss the last one. I'll talk about that in just a second, but that's my new kind of want to be for sure that I do it every time. The night bike rides, they are so fun. I mentioned hyper, and so anyway, that was my predictions for 2024. If you're not talking e-bikes and you're looking solely at big box bikes, I'm going to be really surprised if it's anything other than just a minuscule trickle of bikes coming out. Because again, normally I'm flooded with bikes, with new bike boxes. That's an e-bike. That's all that I have right now is e-bikes. I've got the promise of some stuff to come, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near what we were hoping to see. But realistically, we have the Ozark Trail Ridge 29 still the king right now of big box bikes. We have the aluminum compass still out there. We have, what have I seen in the stores? Of course, the Ozark Trail Ridge, the Truvail now. I always see the Truvail sitting right next to the Ridge 29. Truvail's a great bike. Those Giordano bikes, there's still a lot of good out there. So we've got a lot of good to use. But I'm going to grab something else here. This is something I want to talk about because, that would have been embarrassing. The chair was turned around. The stool was turned around. I almost missed it. Wouldn't that have been great if you guys got to see the batteries go flying and the legs fly up, and then the next thing you know, I'm talking about another injury and Maybe I've got a one side beard or a neck beard to cover to cover up those scars. I want to talk about this. This is the e-bike battery for one of those Hyper E-rides. This, I believe, was the one off the E-Ride 26 little mountain bike that I had the stripped screws when I was going to convert it to disc brakes. At the rear, I had the hub had stripped screw holes. This is the Hyper E-Ride mid-drive mountain, that full suspension mid-drive mountain bike. This is the battery for it. It's the same battery. All those E-Ride bikes take the same battery, a little 36 volt battery. This is I have 3 of them. Here's my third one. So I'm lucky I have 3. I've talked with one person, but I've seen multiple comments from people that started saying you can't get these. If you want a replacement or you have a problem with your battery, every battery has a charge cycle life. So theoretically, this E-Ride Mountain, the 26, wasn't that 2 years ago that I got that bike and I reviewed it? 2 years of riding, if you ride every day, that'd be 730 charge cycles. Well, that's getting kind of the end of a battery's charge cycle life. If you're lucky, I would suspect these probably 400 to 600 charge cycles. I don't know what their actual rating is. See, it still powers up. This one still works fine. I regularly do the battery maintenance on them to keep them healthy. But I had someone say that they couldn't get one of these and they needed one. And then I saw some other comments, people saying they couldn't get one. So I woke up one morning a couple of weeks ago and I got Hyper support number off their website. I called them and I said, hey, I have an E-Ride mid-drive mountain, 29-inch dual suspension e-mountain bike. I'll hold up the proper battery here. And I need a battery for it. How much is it? And they said, let us check. And she checked on that model and she said, that is in a different division, so I'm going to have to contact them. She said, give me your name. And I can't remember what name I gave her, but it was not my full name. I might have said Kevin, but I didn't give her my actual last name, if she even asked it. She asked for my email address, and I gave her my burner email address, the one that you use for anything that you think might be potential spam. You don't want to get loaded up with stuff. I used that email address, and it took a week, almost a week, before I got a response. And the response said, yes, we have this battery. It is $199, and we have one of them. We have one of them. Which led me to ask, is that the only one that you have? They responded and said, yes. I said, are you going to get replacements, or is that literally the last one that's ever going to exist for this battery type, knowing that this is the battery that works on the E-Ride Mountain 26, the E-Ride Mountain 29, the E-Ride Mountain mid-drive, mountain, whatever they're calling it, dual suspension, and possibly some others. This is the battery, and they had one. So ask, are you going to get any more? Fortunately, they said yes, that it is a regular stock item, and they're waiting on the next shipment. They usually have plenty. So don't worry if you have an E-Ride mid-drive mountain. All you have to do is go to the hyperbike.co, I think is their website. Just look up Hyper Bicycles and go to their website. Might even be the domain right on the bike. Usually they're loaded up with stickers. Contact support. They'll ask you which bike you have. I didn't even give them the model number. I had the serial number ready, but I didn't give them the model number or anything. I just described it to them. And she looked it up. So don't worry. If you are looking for the batteries, you can get them. So there you go on that. That was a brewing controversy. I saw quite a few people were worried about not being able to get batteries. Well, you can get them. Fortunately, I have 3, so I don't need to order and won't need to order for a while. And I'll be putting these to use on some of those night rides. So yay for that, another win. And now what I'm going to do, since I haven't done it because my chat locked up here, and I'm not sure why that happened, that it locked up. But I'm going to pick up my laptop here. I'm going to set these back off to the side, so excuse me. And I'm going to pick up my laptop and go through some of this chat real quick, and I'll get to the final topic and find out what a surprise is. I was told there was a surprise. Find out what the surprise is, and then we'll wrap this up. Oh, and I'll tell you about why I haven't uploaded any videos in the past week, any riding videos. So let me look here. Let's see what we've got. Pull these off real quick like. So we've got Sonia, and there was that. Well, hey, Uncle Bobby, hello to you. And it has been a minute. And I apologize that I'm looking down, but I'm having to read on my laptop here. We've got Rick Santana. Message was retracted. Sorry, I didn't do that. So it had to have broken the rules. I have words. Don't use the bad words if that's what it was. Chat working yet. I see Aaron behind bars commenting. Let's see. Okay, so not a lot of comments, but yeah, Truevale. This is Joel Davila. Truevale was $318 the last time I looked. I think I saw it and marked down. On our, let's see, standard battery. We need a standard battery through all brands of bike. Yeah, Shy Guy, you know, that would be cool. But the problem with that is there's so many different voltages out there. I mean, 36 and 48 volt are the two commons. But think about the different bike styles and how clunky and boxy it would be. That would be like saying we need to have the exact same engine. I don't want to say that louder. It'll get mandated in some weird way. But if there was something where cars had to have this, you know, same fenders, same hood, you wouldn't have any style differentiation, and it'd be kind of boring. It would be kind of boring, and well, think, there wouldn't be multiple companies then, because every company would be the same and have the same things. Why would there be a Trek to compete with the Specialized? There would just be one brand A. Maybe brand B that had the cheaper version or something. I don't know. But that is my battery follow-up. So far, we have talked about a brief bit of predictions. Boring. Yeah, that's why I didn't make it a dedicated video. The brief bit of predictions. We talked about helmets. And I'm really surprised I didn't see more comments about the helmets, because it shocked me. At first, I was just, oh my goodness, these expensive helmets aren't worth it. And then I realized, wow, they actually are. They actually are in their way if you're into modularity and, you know, getting parts and things like that. But even then, a couple of years, you're supposed to replace helmets and so on. Can't talk about the turbo thing. We'll talk about that in another video. Talked about the batteries. Fork surprise. Let's talk about this. The head of the mountain bike team messaged me and said, do you have a fork for that bike? Because I have this has an SR Suntour XCM 34 boost, and I finally found where I put the upgrade kit that SR Suntour sent me to upgrade this from 100 millimeters to 120. So I'm gonna upgrade this to 120 millimeters. I'm gonna try to film some of the fork going with the 100, and then upgrade it to the 120 and see how much difference it makes on just a base little SR Suntour upgrade kit. I'm going to plan on upgrading the fork entirely, and that's what this box is, but I'm going to keep it right there. I know some people probably already figured out what brand it is, at least by that. But the head of the mountain bike team messaged me and said, hey, that bike, do you have a fork yet that you're going to put on it to upgrade? Because I have one and I want to give you, or at least let you use. And I said, yeah, I actually do have a fork. And he said, well, I have one that has, I forgot how much travel. Well, I can't, this isn't even the same box. But he showed up today and said, are you home? I said, yeah. He showed up and this was laying at my door as he was starting to walk. Well, I was like, oh my God, box, factory. And then he said, that's not what's in it. What's in it is this. Actually, I'll get to the fork in a second. Let me see what he said there was something else in here. So I want to see what that is. And I would give his name, But I don't know yet if that's cool. He's a cool guy, and you've seen him on some night rides already, and you'll see him. So on the next night ride, I'll film a little synopsis. So if you see him, let me get muck on these, because I already see that there are some material in here, so I'm assuming shirts. Let's see what else I got in here. He said he gave me some treats, but I'll tell you the name. I mean, it's cool guy. I got one of the coolest people I've met in a long time, and definitely one of the coolest in cycling. Let's see what he got. Oh, these are nice. Look, here we go. This is a sticker for the Shoals Mountain Bike Club. If you go to the local bike shop, these are $3 because they help fund the local bike shop. And this one looks like a little gold leaf behind it there. Yeah, how about that? How about that? Yeah, pretty good. I'll tell you what I'll do. First person that's, well, no, because then I'd have to do a lot of them, and I can't afford to keep doing a lot of them. Message me on my website. You can go to my website and go down the bottom right-hand corner, and you can message me. And if you message me and tell me that you want a Shoals mountain bike sticker, I'll pick 2 people. I'll pick 2 people, and I'll buy 2 of these. So indirectly, you'll be supporting the local mountain bike club, because I'll buy 2 of these stickers and I'll mail them to you. You'll get one. 2 people will get one. And I'll just pick at random, so I'm sorry. If you don't, I'll tell you this. If you don't get one of these, then I'll give you one of these. So all you have to do is go to my website and say, hey, I was on the live stream. Tell me who you are. And you'll at least get a free Kev Central sticker. So I'm giving up the price of a sticker, and I'm giving up the shipping, because aren't stamps now like 65 cents or something like that? But 2 people, I will God, this is so hard when it's backwards. 2 people, I will randomly pick, and you'll get one Shoals mountain bike sticker. Isn't that a cool design? Very nice, very nice. Well, thank you. And I'm just going to go ahead and say his name, because I know he's a cool guy. Steve-O. Steve-O's the head of the mountain bike team. And I also, looks like he gave 2 shirts here. Let's see what these look like. Oh, wow. Greetings from Shoals Mountain Bike. Look at that, and look at the back. I'm already seeing, it's some of the local, some little local landmarks here. I think that's the Handy House I see on there, some other stuff. Yeah, look at that. Can you see that? Some get it off to the side. Local landmark things. Wow, this is super cool. I'll tell you what, if you tune into the next live stream, maybe I'll see if I can get a shirt or 2 to do as a giveaway here. I'm going to wear these. I will, let me check the size. It's an XL, but it's a small XL, so I think I might be able to wash it. I normally wear a large, so I will wash it, and we'll see. But this is the second shirt. Wow, this has been a good day. This is a large. So this is my size. Let's see what this is. You know, I risked a lot there. There's a lot of trust. And old Steve unfurling this without even looking at it. Yeah, look at that. Shoals mountain bike. Circle. I like this. All about the shred on the back there. Yeah, how about that? Oh, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate this even more. This is what was in that box. Not sure is that the skewer? No. Skewer's on the fork. I believe this is an ungodly amount of travel. I think it's 160 millimeters. But look at this baby. A RockShox Yari. He said, yeah, just put it on something. So I think I'm going to put it might be overkill, and I'm going to have to check the head tube, but I think on that Hyper mid-drive mountain dual suspension, it's a lot of travel. But I think I'm going to try to put this on that. So how about waking up to that? One of these, I mean, this is nice. Look at that Maxell. Look at that. Beautiful. Make sure I don't pop anything up there. Yeah. A good feeling. Good feeling, not super heavy. Man, thanks. This is a good day. It is a good day. Good day. I can't wait to give that a try. So what do you think? Pretty nice fork. And hello to you, Tavon Sanders. This could be a standardized battery cover. Okay, I see some discussion going on there about the batteries on bikes. So that's pretty much everything. I don't know. You're the live stream crew. Got some people still showing up. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you, because you're the live stream crew, and I'll do a synopsis video where I kind of condense this down and make a regular video out of it. Because some people just don't like watching live streams. I do. Watch a lot of live streams. But I'll tell you what fork I'm putting on that bike. That little mountain bike right there. A Marzocchi. Now, I've always said Marzocchi, but I think it's Marzocchi or something like that. Everyone says. I have to kind of think it out now because I've said it the wrong way for so long. But I swear I heard it that way. Sounds more Italian to me. Marzocchi. But this is a Bomber Z2 optimized. 130 millimeters of travel. Upgradable to 140 millimeters of travel. And there we go. Get it out now. Isn't that a beauty? Look at that thing. Look at all that travel just waiting to happen. Yeah, a little heavier than I was expecting. It's still light. It's still definitely light. I mean, it's an air fork. So it's still definitely light. A little heavier than I was expecting, but it's an e-bike. Don't really worry about too much weight. But that's going on that bike behind me there. But only after I first upgrade that 100 millimeter SR Sun Tour up to 120 using the kit that Sun Tour gave. Oh, you know, I might be able to adapt that up and down with travel. How cool is that? I know that 140, I believe I saw that this fork could do. Maybe it'd be cool if it could go down to 120, which is kind of what I wanted. Go down to 120 and then do 130, 140. That'd be great if I could do that. But yeah, you saw it. So when you see it on the bike, you'll know you were here when it was unboxed. That's that fork. I got a killer deal on this from Jensen USA. Make sure this isn't a label with my information on it. Again, this little camera you can't really read very well. There's all the model information. I got this from Jensen USA. I think it was $249 or $259. They had a half price. $500, $600 fork, half price. So can't wait to get that on that e-bike. And with that, I'll do two things here. Tell you the secret of why I haven't been riding for the past little bit. And it's not about bike. It's an injury, but it's not a bike injury. It's the dumbest injury I've ever done with a scooter. Because, I also ride scooters. I have a couple videos on that. I'm a big time scooter guy. And right there, just about double arm length away, is my little 50cc two-stroke Genuine Roughhouse 50 scooter. And it's stuck off in a corner, or was stuck off in the corner, off in the far corner. So it had the front of the bike barn in front of it, this far from the front tire. And it had a J-Bike wheel set box behind it with a couple little boxes on that. So Genius here thought that rather than move the cardboard boxes with the very light wheel set and just a couple of light things on top of it, I would grab the handlebar. And I would grab the rear rack, and I could slide the 250 pounds of scooter on its tires sideways a few feet so I could get it lined up with my door to get it out. And I thought I could do so with a nice twisting motion, which turned out to be a very bad recipe for a specific muscle. And I don't know what they call it, but it's the muscle that shoots down your side that kind of goes into your buttock and into your hip. Whatever muscle that is, I felt the pinch and I thought, well, that's not normal. I don't think I've ever felt that before. And I decided I would keep trying to move the scooter, and then it kept making that pinch feeling. I thought, well, that's definitely not normal. By that time, I'd pulled it out. I have a little ramp that I roll it out of the bike barn with, and by the time I got it to the bottom of the ramp, I didn't think I was going to be able to walk to get it turned around and get it up to the top. I got it back inside, and there's a hill going up to my house. I seriously didn't think, I said, I'm going to have to ask for help to get, I was hobbling to get up to the house. And apparently that muscle is used for everything. Every single thing you do, it apparently goes through your side and your hip. Because I couldn't sit down, I couldn't get up, I couldn't lift legs. It was horrible. And I didn't ride, but I will say that I'm not old just yet. Because it took 3 days before I was completely back in action. I was just scared to get out to the mountain bike trail. Back in action because the hard pumping and stuff like that. So taking it easy, but this week I'm going to get back in action. But yeah, pull this stupid muscle moving a scooter and the dumb way, just trying to drag 250 pounds while twisting. It was the dumbest thing. And to show you how intelligent I am, it's still at a bit of an angle here. I was in here yesterday and I caught myself picking up the rear rack and shimmying it over, and I could feel where it wasn't going to go well if I kept doing that. So almost did the same thing twice in a row. But no. And also that muscle, not good when your roof's been leaking. If you follow my Kev Reviews channel, I have a whole saga on my new roof. It's a year and 3 months old now, but at the time it was a year and 2 months old. It started leaking and I've had this it's a whole saga on that. So I've been having to climb up and down a ladder with a pulled muscle to get up into my attic to keep it from flooding and ruining my sheetrock. But anyway, that's all I know to share to you. I'm going to get back and give a quick peek to chat here, and then we'll wrap this up. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to try to start doing these more and more. And this one, normally, I don't script. Obviously, there's no way to script a live stream. But I usually do have a set of topics that I've at least gone over in my head a couple of times. And I'll have some notes so I know what I want to say. Keep myself at least somewhat on track. If you watch these, you know that's never possible. But I usually try to keep myself somewhat on track. Today, I just had a couple of little topics written down, and that was it. So let me give a quick look here. I see a few. Wow, see a few people a-typing. Dual crown. That's just a standard crown on those forks. See, Hyper Sinister XJ. This is from Patty Pat. It was being sold for $5.98 Canadian. Man, up in Canada, you guys got some really cool bikes up there in your Walmarts, in your other big box stores. What's Canadian Tire? Canadian Tire always has some cool stuff up there. I wish we could get some of that. And I think you're still getting the good bikes. There's still new things coming out. Aaron behind bars. Space that fork down to 120. He said it probably before I pulled those adapters out, that it can go from 120 to 130. And then the box threw me off. Yeah, the Fox float by threw me off too. When I saw that on the step, I was like, oh, this is about to be epic. But still epic. Still epic. Devon Sanders. Yeah, muscle starts with an S. Oh, man, I don't know what it's called. I know it hurts. I know it. Is that the sciatic? That's a nerve. That's a nerve. Sciatic nerve. Shy Guy. I have a herniated disc. Oh no. Has a herniated disc in his bike. Has to be carried. I can't imagine riding. Definitely it'd have to be a full suspension if I was going to ride it. Sciatica. Okay. Yeah, is that the muscle? I thought that was the nerve. Yeah, or maybe it's part of the muscle thing. I just spit all over the place. Is Ozark mountain bike worth purchasing? This is from Jeff. Well, yeah, in my opinion, I really like Ozark Trail. Can you see? That's a tire of mine with a knobby nick Just put knobby nicks, or well, they've been on there for a little while now. But that's mine. I'm slowly upgrading it. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about trying that fork upgraded to 120. On it, I'll just have to find a wheel set to put on because that's boost. So I have to find a wheel set to put on the front at least. But yeah, I really like the Ozark Trail Ridge 29. $398. $398 for a bike that out of the box you can literally take on green trails easily and ride it. I really like it. It's a good bike. Now the vibe, that Ozark Trail vibe, yeah, you know, it's not a bad bike. I like it. There's some things I'd like to see different on it, but I like the bike, but I don't, they're two totally different classes if you ask me. I mean, they're $100 difference, but still the Ridge and the Vibe are not comparable in my mind. Basically, they're two different manufacturers. eBike Mike donated $4.99. Wait, thank you for super chat there. Well, wait, I have this. I used to do that, right? Oh God, sorry, that is really loud. Little bike bell ring there. And see what? Let me see what you said. I have to look down here. What's the wattage of the? Oh, yeah, the wattage of the Hyper mid-drive mountain dual suspension bike. 250. 36 volts, 250 watts, which is good because at 36 volts, you wouldn't want it to be 400, 500 watts. 400. Not even a 400 watt e-mountain bike that I know of. You wouldn't want it to be super high watts, but also, that is a torque-based mid-drive. It's not just a standard cadence sensor rear hub bike. It's a torque-based mid-drive. And when you get into torque-based mid-drive, 250 watts goes a long way. Ask any of the professional and the big box, well, they're professional e-mountain bikes, probably are professional e-mountain bikes, but ask like Trek, the Trek Rail, I think that's 250 watts. It's an $8,000 bike. So yeah, might be a story about the rail coming up, and it might have to do in some way tie in with that fork that I showed you in a loose sort of way. So we'll talk about that, but thank you so much, eBike Mike. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone that has been here. Oh, Shy Guy, did you just come back? Did you leave and now I'm about to wrap it up? Yeah, sorry about that, but there will be more. There will be more live streams now that I've decided I'm going to reveal the stash. Reveal the stash. Doctor's orders, seriously, doctor's orders said if you could grow a mustache, grow one, and that will help hide it and keep that for a while. And by next spring, you'll be good when you shave it off. You should be safe. Trying to minimize the scar from a mountain bike crash, but that's how we roll here, scars and all. So we'll see. But thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Hopefully next time my screen chat will work and I can keep going with that. If you missed anything, you can go back and look at it. If I missed any of your chats, I always go back and look. I'll read all your chats. I really appreciate it. And look forward to the next videos. I have, e-bikes coming up, e-bike stuff. I've been waiting on a couple that I have the videos complete. I just need to make sure that the data that's in them is accurate with the production bikes. So once those are confirmed, I will release those videos and then more ride videos, including, you'll hear this here first, a bike that you haven't seen. And I don't think it's been on this channel in over a year. The Ledge, where'd my mongoose patch go? Yeah, here we go. The Mongoose Ledge. The Mongoose Ledge X1, the one that I spent about $3,500 upgrading. You'll see it soon. You will see it soon back out on the trail. So lots of stuff coming, and then hopefully I'll be surprised and get some more bikes, some more budget mountain bikes. But you can go back again, look at my predictions and see what you think there. Nothing's brand specific in anything that I've mentioned, but let's just hope. Keep our fingers crossed and hope that we get that resurgence again. But with the bike industry the way it is, I know everybody's having to kind of cut it tight. We'll see, but either way, we still have some good bikes. I have that Ozark Trail. Catch one of those. If you're entry level looking for a bike, in my opinion, it's a good bike to start with. There's some others as well. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching this stream. And now I'm going to wrap it up. And if I can remember which button I had here on my little screen, I'll go to my ending screen and we'll be done. I'll catch you next time. Thank you for watching.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's fast.